Welcome back to the Horrifically Queer YouTube channel, you little gay Halloween slut. You gotta really roll the L on the slut when you say it. It's essential. Don't know why. I don't make the rules, but I do. But I don't. My husband just rolled his eyes at me, much like how I rolled the L. Okay, he just told me he did not roll his eyes at me. I made that up. He loves me. I love him too. Anyways, welcome back. If you like this video, please remember to like it, subscribe, and leave a comment and share it with your friends and tell me that you think that I'm cool and that you eat these cookies. Oh, we're making cookies today. On this episode, we are making black velvet cookies. Photo, obviously, maybe, who knows? We'll see how I edit this. This is probably gonna be a 2-day trip because this first little part, we gotta freeze. So if I change outfits, that's why. This is my I Know I Lift Like an Old Man t-shirt. I got it from the thrift store. It used to have more words underneath it. I cut them off because they weren't as funny. Anyways, these are black velvet cheesecake cookies. I got them off Pinterest from Ginny Dyer. October 5th, 2023. That's the recipe that we're using. I'll put the link, hopefully, if I remember. Woohoo! Anyways, these cookies look amazing. They are black velvet cookies because they use black cocoa powder. And if I'm really up to it, I think I'm gonna make 2 batches so we can see the difference between the black cocoa powder and normal cocoa powder. I ordered this off Amazon. I wanted to make these like last week, but I had to wait for the black cocoa powder. Anyways, for this first part, okay, I'll tell you the ingredients first. Okay, we need cream cheese, sugar, vanilla, more sugar, the black cocoa powder, flour, black cocoa powder again, baking soda, salt, softened butter, light brown sugar, white sugar again, 2 egg yolks, and more vanilla. For this first part, we're just using 6 ounces of cream cheese. It says cold, but it also wants you to whip it, so I suggest warming it up, letting it come to room temp. This is cold. I got it out of the fridge maybe 10 minutes ago. We're gonna whip it and see if it works. And then we need 3 tablespoons of granulated, did I say that right the last time? I don't remember. Of the white sugar, and then ½ teaspoon of vanilla. I'm gonna add the tiniest pinch of salt to this because, as we know from the last video, I like to add salt and vanilla to all of the baked goods. So we're gonna add a little salt. Okay. This is 8 ounces of cream cheese. We're gonna do the whole 8 ounces because we have to scoop this out into little balls, and I wanna make sure that we have enough. So I'm gonna do 8 ounces. If you follow along the recipe, good luck. If you follow along me, even more good luck to you because, as we also may know, I like to think that I'm smarter than the recipe. And usually, it turns out great. Last time, that pumpkin cake was amazing. Honestly, it was really, really good without the cream cheese frosting. But with the cream cheese frosting, just that much better. Have my entire glob into my mixer. Ugh. And now we mix. This week I've been watching a lot of Try Guys. Actually, I've been watching a lot of Try Guys. Okay, so we purchased Second Try. Absolutely worth it. I love it. It's still a little new, so they don't have a ton of stuff on there. But I love it. Sorry, I remembered that I speed these up on 2x speed, so I'm gonna stop talking now. What I was trying to say is, right now I'm watching Keith Eats the Menu. He's eating everything from Krispy Kreme. This is the most recent Keith Eats the Menu that came out because we purchased Second Try, and so that's like what I like to spend my time doing, is watching all of the things that are available to me on Second Try. Is this a promotion? Definitely. Is it a paid promotion? No. Do I recommend buying it? Absolutely. Oh, and now it's everywhere. Should I taste test this? Sure, but it's literally cream cheese. Tastes like cream cheese. Okay, we got all the cream cheese off of my hand. Back to the mixing. Okay, we've mixed it. We're gonna see how it works. I assume adding the vanilla and the sugar is just gonna help it. So, half a teaspoon of vanilla. I don't care, we're doing a full teaspoon. If you wanna follow the real recipe, follow it in from the link. If you wanna follow my recipe, this is the way we do things. A full teaspoon of vanilla. 3 tablespoons of sugar. They have the weight measurements. I am too lazy to weigh things out, but maybe if I ever get into bread making, I'll learn how to weigh things. Okay, we added those. We're gonna give it a little mix, see how it goes. I think I'm gonna have to scrape it down before it actually mixes. Yeah, it needs to be scraped. Okay, spatula that's covered in cream cheese. Ugh. I hate when the little mixer thing is just in the way. Scrape, scrape, scrape. My hand is covered in cream cheese once again, but the bowl has been scraped, and that's all that matters. Lock it back in, get our whiskey attachment put back on, and more mixing. Consistency's looking pretty good now. Oh yeah, okay. This looks great. We're gonna do one more scrape and stir, just because there's a lot of cream cheese left on the whisk attachment, I guess. Okay, one more quick stir. Perfect. Okay, next step. We need a sheet pan. Let me make sure the sheet pan fits in my freezer. It'll fit. Perfect. Okay, sheet pan. On said sheet pan, parchment paper. I don't have any parchment paper. We're doing aluminum foil. We're gonna do 2 layers of aluminum foil just to make sure nothing sticks weird and we don't rip it. You know. Beautiful. Aluminum foil. Oh, I need that actually like right. Get this guy. Scrape everything down again. I needed a 3rd hand for that. We need all of this because there's only 8 ounces of cream cheese and this has got to fill all of my cookies, and I really want there to be more than like 12 cookies. I am a 4 dozen type of cookie person. My chocolate chip cookie recipe makes essentially 60 cookies. And that is the way that you should be making cookies. Why would you do an entire hour's worth of work for 12 cookies? I need cookies to last me like at least half the week. Do you have any good podcasts that you listen to? I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to the Hello Sydney podcast. That podcast fucking slaps. The Sydney literally just essentially gives you the very in-depth synopsis of all of these horror movies. But like in-depth as in she's doing all this research so that she can tell you some like why the director had certain things put in. And obviously Mike Flanagan, our Lord and Savior, she does a lot of his movies. She's met him before a couple of times at some like horror fests. I would love to go to a horror fest. Anyways, my favorite one that she's done is a Mike Flanagan show, Fall of the House of Usher. So good. I think Fall of the House of Usher is probably my favorite horror anything right now, but literally anytime I listen to those, that's where I get all of my movie recommendations. I just listen to her podcast and then I'm like, cool, guess I'm watching this movie. And it doesn't matter, even though she's spoiled literally every little tiny detail about the movie, it's still interesting to watch because you're like, oh, when she said this, I didn't realize it meant that. Absolutely wonderful. I also listen to Murder with My Husband. That one's a really fun one. It is a wife and a husband, and the wife tells the husband these different true crime stories, and he just like reacts to them. So fucking fun. I've also done Morbid. another true crime podcast. That one, my favorite, Listener Tales. They get stories written in from all their fans about like different themes, and they read those. So fucking fun. That one is Ash and Elena, and they also do true crime. They do conspiracy theories, horror, everything. So fun. Definitely have listened to the Try Guys podcast, Distractable, so many podcasts. I'm a podcast boy. I'm listening to all the damn podcasts. Okay, this is close enough. We're calling it good. Okay, scraped the bowl. I'm gonna try to put everything in one clump so that it's easier, because the next step is to spoon it out on the parchment. So, it's in one large clump. And now I'm gonna get a spoon. That's good. Hands still covered in cream cheese. Who knows if I'll ever not be covered in cream cheese. This is a big spoon. We're just gonna do some dollops. I don't want them to be huge because I do want to be able to make lots of cookies, and I feel like if they're too big, it's gonna be way harder to cover the cookies. Let's see what the recipe says, how many cookies I'm supposed to make. It says into 16 2-teaspoon portions. This looks much smaller than that, hopefully. Looks beautiful, loving it. Another little glob. We're not measuring these. Measure with your heart. Pray that you get more than 16. I'm looking for at least 20. We're on 3 right now. La la la. Oh, I think these are getting smaller with each scoop. I don't really need them to look like balls because I assume they're not gonna freeze perfectly solid, so I'll be able to like meld them, but also they're going on the inside of the cookies, so they're just gonna like get all melty and gooey. And this is the cheesecake part of the velvet cheesecake cookie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know why I need to count the other row. There's 6 in each row so far. So we're looking at 18. So we're gonna have to make these a little closer together. It's not like they're expanding, so I don't know why I put them so far apart from each other. We're doing great. There's high hopes. Definitely more than 16. We're at 18. Okay, can we get another row of 6? We're gonna hit 24. Okay, that one's a little small. Okay, we got to 24. 25. Oh, the sound of these spoons scraping together is straight from hell. 27. Perfect. There's perfect amount for a perfect little 30. And it's going right there. Okay. We got them all on the tray, and now the tray goes in the freezer. Perfect. Okay, we did it. Okay, cheesecake pieces are in the freezer, and now we let them freeze until they're frozen solid. So, several hours from now. I will see you all tomorrow. And we're back. It's been a whole several hours. I did the cheesecake yesterday, and now it's a new day. It's tomorrow. And this is today's fit. It's my overalls. I love these overalls. They're like a little skirt. I don't know if you can see that. Anyways, back to our black velvet black velvet cheesecake cookies. Okay, we scooped the cheese balls into the freezer. For the black cocoa sugar, we need to add sugar and black cocoa powder in a small bowl. A fourth a cup of the graduated from college sugar, and 2 teaspoons of black cocoa powder. So we are going to do something weird here and split this in half and do half of it with the black cocoa powder and the other half with the normal cocoa powder, just so we can see what the difference is. Okay, so fourth a cup. So we're gonna do half a fourth a cup in one, fourth cup. That's about half. Okay, perfect. And then 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder in one bowl and 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder in the other bowl. That's close enough. Black cocoa powder, I bought this off Amazon. Woo, the difference in color is large. I don't know what else. Drastic? No, drastic? Nope, that's a time period. Never mind. This one is the black cocoa powder. Oh, this is just gonna fall. I can't even show you. Now we mix them. Ooh. Let's just say black cocoa powder is beautiful. It looks like an Oreo. Is this what they use in Oreos? I don't know. Maybe I should have sifted this. I really gotta smash the little cocoa bits. My poor puppy is just laying on the carpet watching me as I cook. Well, actually, technically right now she's not watching me. She's facing the other way. But is in the same room as me. Okay, black cocoa powder mixed. And now for the OG cocoa powder. This just makes a pretty brown color, whereas the black cocoa powder is very, very dark, so it's like a very pretty midnight gray color. Like you can see the white speckles of sugar in the black cocoa powder, whereas the normal original OG cocoa powder just makes it look like Nesquik. Okay, I believe those get set off to the side. Perfect. Set off. Onto the actual cookie part of the fucking cookie recipe. Preheat oven to 350. Preheated. Line 2 baking sheets with parchment paper. Once again, we don't own any parchment paper, but we do own aluminum foil. These are frozen cookie bits. They're being occupied on my largest pan, so we're just gonna roll them up, put them back in the freezer like this while the pan gets used. Hopefully that pan comes to room temperature or doesn't cause problems in the oven, because I just took it out of the freezer. Okay, we lined 2 baking sheets. Sheet lined. Oven preheated. In a medium bowl, whisk the dry shit. Flour. My big bag of flour. Oh. My big bag of holy flour. We need 1.5 cups of flour. We're gonna do it the good way and spoon the flour into the measuring cup so it stays fluffy. It's gonna take a while though, because I grabbed a small spoon. I wonder if the technique of this works better with a small spoon versus a bigger spoon. I feel like I could take a 1/2 cup measure and pour 1/2 cup in here and then pour another 1/2 cup. But would that defeat the purpose? Does it need to be at a small scale like this to work? We're gonna do one more. Okay, that's 1 cup. And now a 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup. Yep, 1/2 cup. 1, 2. Okay, it took 7 spoonfuls to fill up a 1/2 cup measure. Okay, that is all the flour we need. Goodbye, bag of flour. Cocoa powder. Oh, now I have to get another bowl out. Because I decided I would do this 2 ways so you could see the difference. Who thought this was a good idea? Okay, we've divided our flour. Now to do a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder in each. Where's my 4th cup measurer? Wasn't I just using it for sugar? Oh, I left it in the sugar. 4th cup measure. 4th cup of cocoa powder into 1. I did a little extra. I'm gonna oh, I can't sift it. I used my sifter this morning to do other things. Whatever. One gets 1/4, the other one gets the other 1/4. Beautiful. Okay. Next, baking powder and salt. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So we got our 4th cup measure because we're doing 4th in one, 4th in the other, because that's how math works. And if you think my math is wrong, you are mistaken. This baking powder isn't open. Okay, baking powder. 1/4 a teaspoon in one, 1/4 a teaspoon in the other. Baking powder. Okay, now we whisk. We're looking for a homogeneous mixture, which means 1 color. That one's done. This is gonna be really weird to beat later, because I'm going to have to take half of the liquid out of the mixer and put it into one of these bowls. That'll be fun. Now for the liquids. Into the big bowl. Butter and brown sugar and white sugar. So we have 3/4 of a cup of butter. Softened. To soften it, I started by putting the butter into a bowl of pretty warm water. And then once it started getting too melty, I dumped the water out and then I just let it sit on the counter for a while I took my dog to the dog park. She's doing pretty good. She's 6 months old-ish, I think. She might be only 5 months old. But we've been trying to train her so that she does well off leash. Like, so we can trust her to be at the dog park. And she does pretty good. We've taken her to the dog park a couple times now and haven't had to worry about chasing her. I'm gonna spoon sugar into the 4th cup measure. Well, actually, I might have a 3/4. No, I don't. Okay. There's cocoa powder all over my 4th cup measure, so now I get to make a mess and spoon the fucking sugar. This is gonna take too long. I need to just rinse this out. No, I could do it this way and then I can use the 1/2 cup. Never mind. Math is mathing. Okay, 3rd cup. Nope, actually we only needed 1/4 cup white sugar. Now we need 3/4 a cup of brown sugar. I think I usually only buy the light brown sugar, but you should get in the comments and tell me when you would use dark brown sugar over light brown sugar. Because I know that the dark brown sugar has more molasses, but I don't know why that's important. I don't know if I've ever had straight molasses. All I know, brown sugar tastes good. Like the one lady from Worst Cooks in America, brown food tastes good. She does not have a country accent. That is just an interpretation of the statement, brown food tastes good. Which, you know, is in reference to making sure your food gets a good cook on it before you eat it. Because when you char it a little bit, it gets all that good flavor. Oh, you don't have to char it, but when it starts to brown, then you're getting a good amount of that flavor out. Okay, our oven, it's officially preheated. Thank goodness. Because last time I baked, I had the oven preheated way beforehand. And this time, I just preheated it when I started reading the recipe. Okay, that was 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And now, we will mix it. And while it mixes, I'll clean up. Creaming the butter works really great until all the butter sticks to the whisk. Go, butter, go. It's been sitting on the counter for like over an hour. It should be soft by now. Do you know what overmixing is? Because I'm not entirely sure what overmixing is, unless it's with adding flour. Because I know that adding flour to stuff, the more you mix it, the more gluten it gets in it, but I'm not entirely sure if that relates to anything else. Like, if I mix my butter and sugar on too high of a speed, am I going to ruin my cookies? I don't know. I think not, because I just did it, and these cookies are going to turn out great, and no one's going to be able to tell me they didn't turn out great, because I don't think anyone's smart enough to know that there was anything wrong. Okay, now we add in the egg yolks. So we have 2 room temp egg yolks. I had the pleasure of having the egg whites as part of my breakfast. It was pretty delicious. It was in a quesadilla. So, room temp egg yolks plus 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Oh, we gotta add the yolks in first. Add the yolks and vanilla and mix for 1 minute. You know the part in Bill Nye the Science Guy theme song where he's like, science is cool. That's how I feel when I'm baking, and then you put the eggs in, and then the consistency goes from being like grainy to being like silky smooth. I'm like, science is cool. Okay, that's enough of the egg yolks. And now the vanilla. 1.5 tisps and a half. And now we mix for a minute. How long's a minute? I have no idea. Okay, I think that's been a minute. I've been looking at the clock, and it was 11:14, and now it's 11:15. So it probably hasn't been a whole minute, but it's been close enough. Okay, now we're gonna scrape it down because this is the part where we add all of the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. So I'm gonna scrape it all nice down and then divide it in half and put half of it in one of the bowls and then put the contents of the other bowl into the mixer. Some of the butter did not get mixed in all the way. That's fine. It'll taste yummy. Okay, we are eyeballing this, which maybe we shouldn't do, but that's fine. What do we say in this cooking channel? Oh, fucking well, it'll work out. When in doubt, I can scoop some out of this and put it back into the mixing bowl. Locked back in. As always, the mixture of butter, sugar, and egg and vanilla tastes great. Am I gonna get salmonella? I doubt it. One time, at some point in time, I read that they haven't had salmonella in eggs for years, and most salmonella is coming from like raw chicken or something like that. I don't remember. It could have been the other way around. It's one of those. All I know is that I don't fear the salmonella. Okay, and now we slowly add the wet ingredients into the, yep. I'm gonna take this guard off. Will I make more of a mess? Probably, but we'll find out. So I'm gonna put it on like a 2, and I'm gonna just slowly sprinkle. This is with the black cocoa powder. It makes this like almost beautiful purple color. And we're just spooning that in there. My bad, that was really loud. We spilled a little. Perfect. Okay. Also, it might just be crumbled because I didn't mix the sides well. We'll find out. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Just a little bit in there. Try to help moisten it up. Oh, it looks gorgeous. It looks like Oreos. Apparently this is how you make Oreos. If this tastes like an Oreo, I'm gonna cry. Happy tears. Okay, now for the part that involves your hands, which means I have to take my ring off. We have our tray. We're gonna grab our cheesecake bits. Those taste great. Oh, we gotta scrape down. Ooh, yummy. And just like all cooking, it's either gonna taste really amazing or it's gonna taste really fucking horrible. Or it's gonna taste like cardboard and you're gonna be like, if I bought it from a grocery store, I'd still probably eat it. Yum. Ooh. It's like it is kind of very Oreo. It's that very dark cocoa flavor. That's so good. Okay, we have a beautiful clump of dough. It wants me to measure this out with like tablespoons and shit, but I'm gonna use a spoon. Where'd my spoon go? My handy dandy flour spoon. Take a scoop, roll scoop into a ball, flatten scoop out, take cheesecake clump. Didn't I just have a whatever. Place cheesecake clump in the center, fold edges over, and add more cookie if necessary, which I think probably will be necessary. Oh, wait. Sealed. It's not perfect, but it looks cute. And then roll it in the sugar. Beautiful. And now we just repeat this until we've finished it with all of it.
the perfect cookie size. I am not worried about flattening them or rolling them perfectly into a ball because my cheesecake bites part are not ball shaped at all. So they're not gonna really end up ball shaped. But I have a feeling they're gonna flatten and cook down to being beautifully ball shaped. How many times did I say ball in a paragraph? Oh, we got a little cracking on here. Spelled with C. Roll in the cocoa. Put on the pan. Scoop. Flatten. Cream cheese chunk. Roll in the cocoa. Well, okay. Cover cream cheese chunk with cookie chunk. Make sure everything is all nice and covered. Roll in the cocoa. I fear my scoops are getting smaller. I'm not measuring these. I'm just scooping. I said, yep, that's what a full scoop looks like. This one has a little corner peeking out, so beautiful. We could make Halloween-themed Oreos after this, now that I have the cocoa powder. It's magic cocoa powder that makes it look Oreo colored. This recipe makes 16 cookies. Not doing that. I don't need them to be big, giant cookies. We can make 16 good size, or like 32 good size cookies. I'd rather have more cookies to be able to share with people than large cookies, because sometimes you can't eat an entire large cookie in one sitting. It's just not practical. Sometimes you need a small cookie or several small cookies, and that's just what's right. And one large cookie, not always as satisfying. Right now we're at 16, so take that recipe. Then again, okay, so the recipe says scoop dough into 16 portions with 2 tablespoon cookie scoop, then roll it into a ball. So it literally wants you to divide what the dough, but it's so much dough. I mean, we've already made 16 portions with the little dough amount that we've had. I think some of these might just be naked cookies because I think I'm running out of cream cheese chunk. So I'm gonna do, let me count my cream cheese. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can do one more. Did I roll that? I didn't. One more, and then I'm going to just scoop the rest out so that way I can use the other half of cream cheese for the normal cocoa powder, the brown cocoa powder. And then the rest, I'm just gonna roll in the yummy cocoa sugar. Beautiful. And then we'll be ready to throw this batch into the oven. Okay. Got our scoops scooped, roll them in the sugar. Delicious. Delicious. Okay, now that these guys are all ready, they will go into the oven for...
Okay, they're going into the oven for 10 to 11 minutes. So we're probably gonna do 11. Good luck, little baby cookies. Okay, the black cocoa powder cookies just came out of the oven, and I put the brown cocoa powder cookies. I did the exact same thing I did with the black ones. Mix them, scoop them, put the cream cheese stuff in the middle, roll them in the sugar, and then those are in the oven right now. And so these are what our cookies look like so far. I'm going to very carefully, without burning myself, well, hopefully without burning myself, get these. If you want perfect looking cookies, like perfectly round cookies, get yourself a bottle ring and shake the cookie around and it rounds itself out. Oh, these are gonna be. And now they're little round cookies. These honestly look pretty good, so I don't know if I need to round these cookies out, but we have officially made the most Halloween looking cookies. And why are they Halloween? Because they are black. And black is a Halloween color. So it's very interesting what I'm looking at so far. I'm not gonna taste test them right now because I need to cool down some more, but the ones with the cream cheese have more of a glossy top versus the ones without the cream cheese look very much like a normal chocolate chip cookie with that like beautiful dried crackly looking top on them. They look absolutely stunning. I don't think I've ever been more impressed with cookies. I'm gonna let these finish cooling down. We'll get the brown cookies out of the oven, and then we'll do a taste test. Okay, I've taken the brown cocoa powder cookies out of the oven. They have cooled. This is what we've got so far. The brown cocoa powder cookies and the black cocoa powder cookies. Clearly there is a color difference. The brown ones didn't flatten the same way the black ones did, and I'm wondering if that's because I didn't put perfectly half the wet ingredients into each mixture. I have no idea, but they both look absolutely beautiful, and now we can do a taste test. Oh, the cheesecake is like cheesecake lava heaven. It's like a reverse chocolate lava cake. Oh, that was so yummy. And then the black cocoa. Mmm. It's so different. The black cocoa powder is, to me, reminiscent of an Oreo, but it's like a very, very deep, dark chocolate. Whereas the brown cocoa powder reminds me more, like this mixed with the cream cheese reminds me of a graham cracker crust on a cheesecake. Whereas this, completely different flavor. Both are so good. Mmm. Okay, so if you're making them for flavor, doesn't matter which cocoa powder you use, both will taste amazing. If you're making them for Halloween, definitely use the black cocoa powder because it gets you these gorgeous black cookies, which I did not think it was gonna do, but somehow perfectly Halloween colored cookies. Like, these are amazing. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me how your cookies turned out, tell me what I should bake next. If you don't like this video, stop watching it then and don't do anything because that's rude. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep eating all of these cookies. Have a great rest of your day.